Hey guys, getting up close and personal today. We're going to work on some lacrosse ball stuff today. So, gotta go grab your lacrosse ball before you get this started. We're going to work on mainly shoulder mobility. I'm going to start off with my favorite thing, is we're going to start off with some lacrosse ball foot rolls. So I'm going to start off with that, show you how to do that. We're going to do 10 minutes total of work today. We're going to do 1 minute per side with the foot rolls. Get up. Just going to stand on top of that guy. And our goal is to dig around in the feet. I'm looking for spots that do not feel good. Like right here, I found a spot. So I'm going to hang out there, put some pressure into that. Kind of let it loosen up a little bit. Dig, roll around a little bit more. Find some tender spots. And try to put plenty of pressure down into that spot. This should be something that's done daily, especially if you guys run a lot. Really important to put time into this, right? Gonna roll in those feet. Another 15 seconds on this side. Digging around. My feet up here are feeling pretty good. It's more in that middle part of the arch. I'm a little stiff today. Or most days, really. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the other side. Same thing, I'm gonna dig around, look for spots. So my arch on this side feels much looser. Overall, this foot just feels a lot better. I have a lot less irritation on this side. So I'm digging around. So I don't have a lot of spots that are junky. I'm gonna hang around just through the whole foot, rolling it back and forth. I have another 30 seconds of this. If you walk in high heels a lot, this will help out a lot. You have some plantar fasciitis issues. This is also a really good one. Pretty much if you wear shoes, you should be doing this daily. On the spot that's a little junky, put a little pressure into it. Alright guys, that's 2 minutes of work, a minute per side. We're going to come down. We're going to work in the shoulders. So what we want to do is want to get right behind that posterior rotator cuff area. So I'm going to get right in my armpit and then come over and lay over for you. Okay, so now I have pressure here, and we're just going to do forward and back stretches. Okay, work on 10 here, controlled motion. So I want to be digging in to that rotator cuff, and I have some pretty stiff areas, and so I'm just playing around in there. Normally I'll hang out here until it feels much better, because I do have a lot of issues on this. So hit about 10 to 15 there. I'm going to stay back in this area on the rotator cuff, and I'm just going to roll around in it. Try to continue to build out that icky tissue. We call it sticky. That sticky tissue, we're looking for spots that are grindy. We want to hang out and play in those areas. Trying to create as much mobility as we can. Again, if you guys run across this video and you want to do this anytime, this video is saved on Facebook. So you can just go to our video or normal video section on the Facebook page and dig it up. I also have it saved in the playlists on there as well. So if you go to our videos, and then you'll see there's a category called playlists, and you can see mobility workouts. And so I'm putting this one in there, so if you need to find it. So we're going to hang out on the back side of that rotator cuff. And then we're going to dig in while we're back here. We're going to stay on one side and we'll go to the other side. We're going to get back behind that right behind that shoulder blade. So I'm back in that shoulder blade area. We're going to roll, and find some sticky stuff, like right there. I found some tissue that is really junky, and I want to work on it a little bit. So again, I'm right next to my scapula, where kind of the scapula bone itself stops. That's where I'm hanging out and looking for stuff that doesn't feel good. So right now, I'm not very supple there. So supple means that the tissue moves smoothly. I am like jumping all over the place back there. That tissue is not moving very smoothly. Just gonna roll around. Oh, this is not super comfortable. This is why I personally need to spend more time on this stuff as well. That's why I'm taking some time over the deload to work on some of these areas. I mean, it really needs to be done more often than just during 1 week of the year, but you gotta work on what you gotta work on. Alright, so that area is starting to smooth out just a little bit. We have about another minute of work on this side of the body. So we're gonna go over to the pec. My timer is stopping on me. So now I'm going to work over here on the pec, on the front side of the pec. So I want to go from this part of the shoulder, right in the armpit. We're going to roll ourselves across this area, whatever feels the most uncomfortable. That's kind of where I'm hanging out. I always have very tight on the pec side, especially the pec minor side. And so this spot's always a little uncomfortable. So find a spot that doesn't feel good. Just moving around on the ball, whatever feels, well, you don't want it to feel good, whatever feels bad. That's kind of what you want to do. You're not going to cause much damage as long as we're in the tissue side of it. All you're going to do is just move the tissue around. Try to make it so it's more supple. It moves much smoother. Alright, so that was about 4 minutes on one side. Now let's go ahead and go over and do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the body. So I'm going into my left side. I'm going to take that lacrosse ball. I'm going to get right behind the armpit. Ooh, this side's a little tighter. Come here. And we do what's called the sleeper stretch, right? So we're going to go up and down through this range of motion. You guys might have awesome range of motion where you can come all the way down. I don't have that without real big force today. So we're just going to go through whatever range of motion I have. We're just using that lacrosse ball as something to dig out. So I am looking for spots that are super uncomfortable, and that's where I'm going to be moving through this range of motion. Trying to find a spot that doesn't feel good and just play in there a little bit. Alright, from there, again, we're going to roll around right behind that posterior rotator cuff area and dig out some tissue there. I have a lot of tightness personally on the posterior side because I'm so anteriorly rotated, so forward in kyphosis. You kind of see my body's fully rotated here. That's where I hang out a lot of times, so I have a lot of tissue damage on the backside as that stuff's on stretch all the time. And so I need to take these kind of moments to help me take good care of it and dig around back there. We have another 10 seconds digging right behind that rotator cuff onto that little bit of the posterior part of the shoulder. Alright, now let's go ahead and go back behind scapula. In that scapula position, we're looking to hang out right behind where the bone and the muscle tissue, so it's kind of, I would say, like the end of the scapula bone. That's the area that I'm trying to hang out in the most. You end up with a lot of junky material there, as well as there's trigger points in that part of the body and that part of the back. And so with that being the case, hanging out back there is a good way to break up some of that tissue. This is not the easiest thing in the world. It is painful. It doesn't always feel the best, but it makes a world of difference, especially if you're a person that sits at a desk for multiple hours throughout the day, driving a car, anything like that, and you're forwardly rotated with your body. It puts a lot of damage and beats up the tissue back there. Alright, that's about a minute of work back there. I could probably spend another 10 minutes just in this spot alone. But let's get over to the front side and work on the pec. Again, we're working in this area throughout here. You can also get up and do this one against a wall if you want to have a wall that you can dig into. I find plenty of work against the ground here because I can put a lot of leverage into it. I like to play around right on the front capsule here of the shoulder because I have a lot of tightness around there. That's where a lot of my personal rotator cuff issues come from, is having very tight pec minor. And so I've got to spend a lot of time on that issue. Well, there's my super loud alarm, it sounds like. So, that's 10 minutes. Grab your lacrosse ball, do a little bit of work, and we'll bring you some more stuff tomorrow. Have fun on the deload. Please reduce your workouts and running.